All right, I got to give somebody 10 stocks. All right, I'm going to do my penny stocks first. I think. Okay, I'll give you some penny stock options. Giving you 10 stocks is hard because you want to buy stuff when it's down. OPTT, their earnings are going to be today at 4. I'm really hoping. I'm almost positive. They're making sales, okay? So I think my baby OPTT, I think they're going to be win. Everything is dropping right now. Fucking Trump must have said something. We had MBOT Medical. We're just waiting on these. Their approval, dude. Their approval. Why would they hire the Olympian? MBOT, FDA approval. It's coming. I mean, obviously. Anything can happen. But they just made a strategic hire of an Olympian, a former Olympian lady. She's going to be their salesperson. I guess that's a big thing people do. Expands commercial team for the Q3 Liberty System launch. They are seriously waiting. And they're saying that MBOT will get to 9 a share. I mean, I think it could be more. If you look at one like ISRG, that's going to be our Intuitive Surgical. Damn, Intuitive Surgical. Everything's dropping right now. Trump must have said something. What the fuck is he saying? Probably stuff about tariffs. It's dropping everything. But they usually stay above 500 a share. That's just ridiculous nonsense. But anyways, so OPTT, MBOT, and of course Humacyte. I don't even want to look. God damn it. Tariffs don't affect Humacyte, people. They produce in North Carolina. So I'm going to say OPTT, Humacyte, MBOT are nice little guy options right there. Okay? And then you got to have your big guys. You got to support yourself with the big guys. You're going to have your Google, not on down. They're coming off of high earnings. And if you notice, Google is quite volatile. So you just save your money there and wait for Google to have a drop. I think Google around 160 is a nice place to buy there. But if you're just buying and you're just letting it sit there and you don't really care, I don't know. I guess whatever you want to get it at then. Then you got your Amazon. I think Amazon is going to be gigantic. Obviously, he has his telehealth. My mom's literally on there right now. She was going to do hims and hers, but I don't think she can figure it out. I'm going to have to help her. But she's setting up an Amazon appointment. If my fucking mother, who I literally just taught how to use the mouse cursor on a freaking MacBook, I taught her how to use it like last year. If she can get on Amazon Prime Health, that would be a huge say of how well Jadman can do. Not only that, Jadman's got his satellites. Amazon satellites. He's going to offer worldwide internet. He's going to compete with SpaceX. So some people think, it's just e-commerce. Not true. Amazon this year is going to be doing things they've never done before. The e-commerce is just, I think it's going to be like a side thing he has. Well, obviously not a side thing, but this Project Cooper, broadband internet access worldwide, huge game changer. So Amazon, anytime, I think, I would say. Or wait, they are on a year high right now. They're on a high. I might say Amazon under 200 is good to get in. So you would want to wait on that one. Then you would have Uber. I think Uber's a great guy. I mean, not great. But Uber, I think Uber is always going to be doing things. And Google has Waymo cars. This Waymo thing, these electric vehicles these autonomous vehicles, I think in the future, people won't even really drive. Same with autonomous trucking. If I was also going to say, I think these guys are going to be big. They're going to have earnings. I hope they show it. They're driving their autonomous trucks in Texas. The room for expansion is ginormous. I name Aurora after Uber because they're partnered with Uber. One of my favorites there. And then, I mean, nasty guys, because the world's never going to get nice. I don't think you ever go wrong investing in Palantir. Dead ass honest. I think Palantir easily gets to 200 by the end of the year. Fucking easily ain't no thing for fucking Alex Karp and Peter Thiel. Keep in mind, Peter Thiel basically runs our country. I'm almost positive that is. But Palantir, never go wrong. And then you got Palantir's little brother, BVI. I think BVI, man oh man, I think they do things. They're also a volatile one though. Getting into BVI, as you notice here, when they were around $2.50, and I was telling everyone they're going to come back up, lo and behold, they do. So they could definitely see another drop. It all depends on your timing. I don't know why you're trying to time things, right? Then you got ONS. That's going to be your drones. Drones, people. It's going to be the future. UAVs is another drone one. You could keep these on your watch list. When you see them going down, actually, oh my God. They got back up to there. Dude, I was unaware that they had these previous heights. That makes me say, because they just got their clearance to sell to the Department of Defense. ONS is waiting on that. ONS can sell to Like municipalities. ONS is coming. I'm just going to wait for my ONS. I'm not going to throw more money onto UAVS, although I do think UAVS, that one's promising as well. RCAT, you could say, is promising because RCAT has, whatchamacallit, drones as well. KATOS. Drones are out. Ooh, I didn't know RCAT did that. I should have had calls for RCAT. That'll be nice. RCAT, another drone. Drones are the future, without a doubt. Other things that are future. Uranium. I always tell people about these uranium miners. And if you're just investing and you don't really want to care to look at it all the time, I might say URNJ. It's an ETF with some of my favorites. And it's 3.53% dividend. I really like it. You have UEC, love it. DNN Canadian, NXE Canadian, UUU, that's going to be rare earth processing. I would almost also say these rare earth mines, I would say getting into UUU separately from URNJ is a nice thing. Because I think UUU is going to be big money, big money. Honestly, I think they're going to get Pentagon investment. And the reason I think they're going to get Pentagon investment is because this one company, this one rare earth, this is our only domestic rare earth mine, MP Materials. And they recently got Pentagon investment and it shot them up like crazy. Just, it's insane. And speaking of that, because obviously you wouldn't have gotten into that one, but you still have NB, baby. And NB, they also have rare earth. And I think they're coming. I almost want to buy more NB right here because their rare earth needs to get developed in Elk Creek, deep in the heart of Texas. So that one is a very confident mine I have. That one, NB. And Oklo and SMR. Those are good too. Definitely. Ha 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 ha. Fuck. I sold that call yesterday. It would have been more. Whatever. I don't want to sell any call. I don't want to lose any money on calls, but oh well. So I might say, not now. See, you wouldn't want to get into Oklo now because they're very speculative. They're getting approval for these small nuclear reactors, but they don't have any running yet. But they have Sam Altman was formerly on their board. Chris Wright, the sitting energy secretary, was formerly on their board. Both resigned. So Sam Altman, OpenAI, I'm almost positive at some point, because he said he was resigning because of a conflict of interest. What would be the conflict of interest if Oklo wasn't going to do something with OpenAI? These small nuclear reactors are going to be big. Hopefully, maybe, still speculative. SMR. That's another small nuclear reactor I like. Ha ha ha. And NNE. I like NNE. But all of these. And then eVTOLs. I think eVTOLs going along with Aurora Trucking and AACT. But I'm giving you a lot now. AACT is going to have a SPAC merger with Kodiak AI. That's another autonomous truck. But Hover, all of these electric eVTOLs, these are going to be like helicopters sort of that go straight up in the air. And then they fly like planes. I think these ones are going to be huge. And then this one, father-son duo. Kind of reminds you of Rocket Lab Peter Beck. I didn't do my Rocket Lab one with you. But you have Archer. So, god damn it, Archer, you fucking fucks. He said something about tariffs. That's why everything's going down. Because you have Archer, you have Joby. Holy shit. Joby beat out Archer. Archer's better come out with some good earnings. They better come out with some good earnings. Oh, the Stellantis thing. Because Joby's with Stellantis. Or Joby's with Toyota. And Trump just did this thing with Toyota. So that's going to be excellent for Joby. The Joby Toyota, or Japan Toyota Trump. Japan auto stocks soar on parts of lower tariffs. That is excellent for fucking Joby, but not as much for Archer, because Archer's partnered with Stellantis, and they're taking some heat. Well, not heat, but they had to cancel their hydrocars, and now everyone's like, oh, is this Archer going to fuck with Archer? I don't think so. I think Stellantis is going to focus everything on Archer, but Stellantis is European, and Trump seems to hate Europe. But if he got along with Japan, I'm sure he'll get along with Europe. But for big gains, I'm looking at Hover, because Hover, they're not going to have any of these tariff problems and issues and stuff, because Mark Carney, he's nice to everyone. That's fucking Canada. So that one, excellent, I think. And I don't know. I think that could be about almost everything. Going back to the nuclear, ASPI, I think ASPI is going to do big old things. Not right now, because they just diluted. But their dilution, they offered more shares at $8 a share. But they didn't even go down to $8, so that's a very good sign. And they're going to have a spin-off company called Quantum Leap. And then if you own shares of ASPI, you're then automatically going to get shares of the Quantum Leap one, which is going to do the nuclear stuff. And then they're doing the isotopes. Isotopes are very important. But that and anything to do with these mortgage stuff, rate cuts, Blend Labs, that's AI mortgage brokers. People are talking about this Rocket company. It's not Rocket Lab. And it's down. If the rates get cut, this Rocket, Blend Labs, Open Door, Are they short squeezing again? This one's like Carvana for homes. They sit on all this billions in inventory. Comp is another one. AI real estate stuff. I think that'll be important when they do the rate cut. And then of course FNMA, that's over the counter. Polte, the housing director, is constantly talking about these guys. And if they go from, if they get put back on the counter, if they get uplisted, okay, that's going to be gigantic for them. Because back in the day, way back in the day, 2008, 2007, before they got put in this conservatorship thing like Britney Spears, they were like 80 something a share. So FNMA, I think sometimes people confuse FN, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac with Open Door, because they'll say Open Door is going to get to 80 a share. Open Door was never at 80 a share, even at the height of things. They were at like this. That was their highest, 32. I think sometimes they're confusing Open Door with FNMA, Fannie Mae, which was at 80 in the 80s. So that's my theory. But anyways, housing. And yeah, that's about it. Oklo, Uranium, the main guys, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, NVIDIA. You need NVIDIA, duh. Magnificent 7 ones. And I don't know when you would want to get into NVIDIA. The best time to did this investing start was this big crash. You could always wait for a big crash. Keep money on hand, because you never know when these motherfuckers fuck everything up. They're constantly fucking things up. And then the rocket stuff, like UFO. Okay, so UFO is going to be an ETF with the rocket companies that I really like. Ooh, they went a little down. Not too much down. Not really at all. But this gives you exposure to your rocket companies at 1.6% dividend. I do like that. And Rocket Lab, baby. ASTS. This one, Viasat's pretty good. Planet Labs. And then they do have Black Sky in there, BKSY, and they do have Redwire. So Redwire is another one that I like, and Black Sky. They're in there, but not as much. But this one's also drones. Everything's falling down. What did he say? What did this asshole say? But anyways, not BKSY. Kind of BKSY. They were coming off a nice contract. Damn it. I bought more BKSY this morning on that. Might as well not have. Whatever. I don't care. Long-term investing, you don't always mind these drops because it gives people time to buy. But that would be the UFO one. Nice exposure. And then quantum. People love quantum. You got the QTUM. That's a quantum ETF. Down. But on a high. For sure on a high. But that one gives you a dividend. 0.65%. Not very much. And you get exposure. Rigetti. Oracle's not quantum. NVIDIA, these aren't even quantum companies. I think this one is ARQQ, obviously. Synopsys? Never heard of that one. But, and then I do believe, where would IONQ be? How are you going to have a quantum, how do they have a quantum holding thing without IONQ? That seems like it'd be weird, but some people think quantum is going to go to zero someday. I think that would be a long time away. Years probably. But I don't know. This saves you from that. So if quantum did collapse, it's being held up by other ones. So those could be some 10 stocks. I think that was more.